Are you ready to be great? Stop letting self-doubt, insecurity, and fear prevent you from building your business. This morning, wake up to success. Here's John Preston.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here this morning on Wake Up to Success. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. The first being one of the biggest obstacles we often face between us and success being pride. And the second is once you've overcome that pride, you really need to get some help. And so I want to start with pride. Often when I talk with people about the possibility of hiring a business coach, one of the first things they say is, well, right now I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. Or, I don't need a coach because I should be able to do this on my own. And that is a very, very common feeling among people just getting started in business, that you don't need someone to tell you what to do because you know what to do and you just need to do it. And how many times have you told yourself those exact words when considering whether or not it's time to get help? And really the truth of it is very simple. You need to understand that everyone needs help. No one can reach their best level of performance without someone in their corner pushing them further to success. I mean, think about this for a second. Michael Jordan had a shooting coach. He had a head coach that also guided the team. Jordan would have never won a championship without a team. Serena Williams has a coach that sits up in the stand and directs her and guides her through what to do. Tiger Woods had multiple coaches in his heyday, a putting coach, a driving coach, a chipping coach. And none of these people were actually better golfers than Tiger. And none of Michael Jordan's coaches were actually better basketball players than he was. So why have a coach? It's for accountability. Michael Jordan knew what he needed to do to be successful, but he needed somebody to hold him accountable to doing it. Tiger Woods knew what he needed to do to hit good drives, but he needed someone to hold him accountable to doing it. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, those are sports examples. Sure, you need coaches in sports, but you don't really need them in business. I mean, there aren't real business coaches out there. Your top level people, they don't need coaches. Well, you're wrong. Simple as that. A really good book is that you should check out is called The $1 Trillion Coach. It's about a guy named Bill Campbell. Now, Bill Campbell was a football coach with Columbia University. And quite frankly, he was not a very good football coach. So after he got out of coaching, he went to work in Silicon Valley and met some people in there, took a job as a marketing guy with Apple and worked his way up. And eventually he was able to recognize that the skills he used in sports coaching actually were very much in need in the business world. And the reason he's called the $1 Trillion Coach is his client list included Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Steve Jobs from Apple, Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook, Eric Schmidt, Larry Page, and Sergey Brin from Google. All of these folks, when you combine up their earnings, is well over $1 trillion. And they all needed his help to stay focused and on task in doing the things they needed to do to be successful. Now, it's very easy for us to think that needing help to do the things that we know we need to do is a sign of weakness, and it's not. Recognizing you need help is a sign of strength. And the top people in the business world, the most successful people on this planet, know that they can accomplish more with a coach by their side, just focusing on making sure they do the things they already know they need to do to be successful. And that is so powerful. So if you find yourself needing help, but you're too embarrassed to recognize you need help, don't be. If Steve Jobs, in his peak days when he's forming Apple and he's on top of the world, needed a business coach to keep his head on task, if Jeff Bezos needed a business coach to help him develop Amazon, if the entire Google team needed a coach to help them work together to form Google, then is it really surprising that you may need a coach to help you get to where you need to go as well? Now, when you make that decision that you're going to hire a coach, I would do two things first and foremost. Make sure you get a good one and trust them. Do what they tell you to do. Now, how do you know if you get a good one? The first thing you want to do is you want to look at their track record. A really good coach is going to have a history of building businesses, developing businesses, selling businesses, because they need to have been in the trenches. One of the things right now that's really common is there's a lot of, they're not really MLMs, but they're close to MLM companies that allow you to become a business coach with no experience of running a business. There's a lot of these folks out there, and for certain situations and certain times, they can be effective, because what you're really looking for is an accountability coach. But what you want to make sure of is these folks are on the up and up. One thing that a true business coach would never do is promise you results. So if you're looking to hire a business coach and they're promising you results, then you need to be wary. I mean, can you imagine a high school basketball recruit coming out talking to college coaches, and a college coach saying, if you come to my school, I guarantee you'll play in the NBA and you'll win a national championship? Of course he can't guarantee that. And neither can a business coach guarantee you that. And I will say, on that note, these coaches that do make those kind of guarantees, the way they fulfill them is they come into your business and start recommending cuts across the board, because they know if they make expense cuts, usually for long-term planning, they can show a short-term profit increase. And you as a business owner will look at that short-term increase and say, wow, he saved me $3,000 this month. But in fact, if those changes undermine your growth for the future and put your future business on unstable ground, then that's not good advice. And a true business coach is going to look at what you're doing and offer suggestions, but also really allow you to do the things you know you need to do to be successful. You know your business. You don't really need somebody to tell you what to do with your business. What you need is somebody who helps you do the things that you already know you need to do to be successful. And that's what a good coach does. And then they hold you accountable to doing them. And guess what? Success is just around the corner when that starts to happen.